Hello everyone, welcome to the Tech Podcast series. This is Lakshit from Azure Developer Community, and this Tech Podcast series is an initiative of Azure Developer Community where we are trying multiple initiatives to educate and learn people, and we are trying to learn from the experiences of industry leaders. This is what Tech Podcast series is all about, where we are inviting industry professionals, startup founders, and all these big industry leaders from whom we are trying to extract their information. We are trying to learn from their experiences, how they are building their startups, how they are building their industry and their products. So today, for the same, we have Zakir here with us. Mr. Zakir with us. So Zakir, if you could introduce yourself first.
Hi Akshat. So my name is Zakir Hussain. I've been into the security industry since 1992 when the first lots of the antivirus had come, and I started working in 1992 onwards. And since then, I have been into the cyber security domain all this while, basically selling or proposing my solutions to small, medium enterprise, big corporates, governments, and also we sell via a lot of channel partners across India.
Okay.
Based out of Mumbai, we are a team of around 75 people, and my company is called BD Software Distribution Private Limited.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's nice introduction. So now that quick introduction. So now I'll start from here. So if you could tell us about the BD software distributions and the strategy tie-up with multiple industries, and what are the solutions that you offer all these government enterprises or these MSME SMEs.
So the reason why I started BD Software Distribution was that I being in the industry from last 30 years, I felt somewhere that the tech guys are more supportive, who know inside out of technical things, are able to procure or get into solutions which are useful for them. But there's a huge base of startups, SMB, and as India is growing digital and all, there are a lot of companies coming up where they have nothing. I mean, they don't even understand about security. They just
Right.
want to grow, and they just don't focus on, not even 1% focuses on security unless there is a threat or there is an attack on their digital space that they realize that they have to go. So the idea of BDSoft was born for this, that to support this kind of SME, SMB. Of course, we are very much into the big enterprise and corporate and government sector, but the prime reason why BDSoft was focused was to push and this SMBs into getting themselves secured from the digital attacks. And that's how BD Software, you can call it a big distributor, best distributor, but we chose to keep it BD. We also tied up with Bitdefender, who is the leading cybersecurity solution worldwide, more than 180 countries, um, largest customer base across the world. And that's how that is also Bitdefender. So BD, so BD had a lot of meanings, and that's how BD came into existence in 2016. And we are a team of around 75 to 80 people in support, sales, administration, accounts, and there's a spread all across India. We are growing, and we aim to be around 125 people by the March of 2024.
That's
Right now we work from offices in Mumbai, Nasik, Bangalore, Delhi, and Calcutta. So all
okay.
our strategic offices are there so that we can cover the entire region and have people speaking in the local language. So it becomes like for East, we have office in Calcutta, we have a setup in Siliguri, in Odisha, so that there are local guys who can speak locally to the SMBs and then get our solutions in. And the kind of solutions that we represent is the entire security circle. So right from endpoint security, which is the basic need for every computer, in whether it's a small user, big user, enterprise, and then
Exactly.
going further on their needs to DLP, to securing their digital data, their emails, their photographs, whatever is there, they are using their, like for in the small cat cam people, etc. We have solutions where their emails, where drawings are protected, encrypted from ransomware, and then we have a quality support team which gives them quality support all around the year, which is included in all the solutions that we sell. The cost is included. So even when we sell with our partners, we have almost working with 1800 partners across India in length and breadth, and then in turn we support their staff as well as their customers who are using our solutions to keep their data secured. So this is how BD software is spread across India, and the solutions we sell is an entire circle of cybersecurity solutions. So of the circle, every company we feel will require at least 4 or 5 solutions depending on their kind of work they're into.
So now I just want to shift this podcast to the cybersecurity landscape here in India. So recently I was there in this meetup where there was some, it was a cloud meetup. So we were discussing about the how cloud is evolving and everything. And there was this guy who was hardcore infra guy, who was, on-prem guy, who was still on the on-prem mainframe thing. So he mentioned one point. We all know, right, how cloud is booming and how it's transforming the industry. But he was like, no, no, cloud is expensive. You should come back to infra. You should come back to on-prem. And he was mentioning that when we go to any client, or when we pitch any client or SMEs, we say, the client says, we don't have any threat since 4 years. We didn't have had any DDoS attack. So there was a discussion going around the cloud is much secure and everything. So that time he said, the client says, for past 8 years, 10 years, we didn't have a DDoS attack. But now you are giving that will lead to a DDoS attack something. So I just wanted to see what are the past few years challenges or unique challenges, opportunities you have seen in your entire journey, that you feel this is the right way to approach any client or any SMEs.
See, from what we have seen, it's not the problem of the solution that you use. It's the
Okay.
problem of the human intervention, because you have a company with 200 people working on computers, and if they are not educated on cybersecurity, then attacks will keep on happening. Because if you read any article wherein somebody has been a victim of a cyber fraud, and if you read the whole article, you will know somewhere he is also a part of it. Means
One
he's
responsible
downloaded,
person.
yeah, he's downloaded a link, he's pressed somebody, he's given some documents or some OTP which was not required. Same thing happens to the guy. He may be working in the biggest company in India, and but he doesn't know anything about security. Something comes in an email and he clicks it, and that entire company becomes there is a ransom attack. Or many times we have seen that people are using security solutions, but upon more survey we find out that it was a Friday evening. They had uninstalled it from the servers because they wanted to do some R&D, and then 6 o'clock happened. They all went home, and when they came on Monday, the server was already attacked.
Yes.
So I don't think on-prem or cloud does make a difference. What makes a difference is how educated your staff, employees, your people are there to understand this kind of a attack which is going to happen. Because many times we have seen that even we being in cybersecurity, we get so many emails, wherein the bank, instead of C, it looks like Q, A, small
Exactly.
word, and you don't realize it, and you
Right.
continue discussion going forward. And many times you get phone from your phone operator that, why, if you buy this plan, that plan, okay, so now you'll get an OTP, and all your pre-sales phones will be to converted to the post bill and all those things. And then you suddenly realize, oh, this, why will an OTP come? They have all the details, they just need to change it on my word. So
Exactly.
the lot of these scams going on, and most of the time, not most, I think 98% of the time, it's a human error which causes, which we have seen from all the support calls that we get. We have 20-25 guys working around the clock on giving support to the customers, and even after having security solution, they are falling prey because somebody somewhere has not gone ahead and said yes to everything, without even checking or answering. So the cloud part and the prem part comes much later. The first thing I would say, educate your people to be cyber savvy, because now slowly you see, even when you are giving money, even you buy 10 rupees tea on the roadside, you want to pay via mobile, and you don't know what's going to happen. Many times we
Exactly.
hear that somebody, a small store who has now opted for digital payments, somebody has changed this sticker and put their code, and all the payment is going to that particular account till the time he realizes something like that. So again, it's a human error, because he's not been checking. He's not checking when the customer is paying any money, it's coming to his bank or it is going somewhere else.
Right.
So you can blame the person who is going to attack, but then you are keeping your doors open, and anybody can come in and walk away with what they want. So the first level is always our staff, our employees, who needs to be trained on this thing. And then a very good robust solution depending on what kind of data you want to protect. Because today, as everybody says, data is the oil. So,
Hmm.
how will you guard your oil? You will not keep budgets for that. There will be
Hmm.
always like you want it to be protected under all circumstances. You may eat little less, but the data needs to be protected because that's the heart. That's the entire bloodline of your business. Without getting into
Exactly.
this.
Yeah,
So
and you have phrased it really well when you say like it's all 98%. It's the people who make
yes,
the system vulnerable and the organization vulnerable to any cyber threats. Now, with the increasing use of AI in various industry, how does it impact the cybersecurity field? I would like to know. And are there any potential risk or opportunities in leveraging AI for cybersecurity here in India? Because now we see there is a another new term coming, that is responsible AI, and we have seen it with metaverse. So personally I feel, why did the metaverse survive? It's just because of the cyber security or the personal identification threat. That's why there was no guidelines, there was no authority who can control anything inside the metaverse. So that's what I think, I believe that's why the metaverse didn't survive. So how's this new concept looks like to you, how you see this AI and cybersecurity merge?
again, big words coming in from various industry experts because something has to move forward. You have it's like this. You have sold the old version, and the old version prices are very down. So you need
Right.
something new so that you get the same amount of money. And
Right.
most of this time, these all things are overblown. A lot of people will come on the stage and discuss, but in their own lives, own company, they may not be using this. And
Okay.
as far as an SMB in India is covered, which is like huge, the corporates at 100, top 200, top 500, but the SMB
Yeah.
is maybe in thousands and lakhs, and they, if you go and ask them about metaverse, AI, and all this blah blah, they'll be like, what is he talking about?
Yes,
No,
exactly.
what I need, I don't care what you talk AI, BI. I don't want this thing to be protected, and my data
Exactly.
should not be leaked, should not be protected. So I think let's, being a growing country, focusing on simple and strong solutions and understanding the need. So if you want to drink water, either you go to a tap or you dig a well or you go to a river and collect the water. You don't say I'll make a robot who I'll give instructions. He will go there, fetch water, then bring till the time I'll die of thirst. It's good. It is going to come. It is going to enhance the security. Whatever AI comes, etc. comes. But again, in the end, everything boils down to that one person, the human error. The human who's going to operate your computers and how educated he is. Because if he's going to say AI off, he's going to press off button or he's going to remove that. You boil down to the same thing. So no matter
Exactly.
what security we bring in, security will become more and more tight because the thieves, the cyber attackers are also gaining experience. They are trying all new ways to attack. I was
Right.
just yesterday. I was going through some WhatsApp video where they have now started cloning your voice also.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
exactly.
were calling and saying you met with an accident, please. Now they are cloning your voice also. So
Hmm.
I don't know how true it is, how much it will, but if that happens, then in a country like our, where the cyber security knowledge is very poor, because you see the largest smartphone market is in India. So
Yes, exactly.
even if your maid in your house, if she's using a mobile, it's a touch phone from Android, which had required an email ID. Now she doesn't even know what is an email ID. But
Yeah.
from wherever she bought a phone, that person must have entered some email ID and
Right.
has configured the phone and given it to her. And now she is doing her entire banking digital payment because that much everybody has learned to
Yeah.
go via that phone, and that entire data is going to that person who has entered his email ID or whatever apps he has introduced. And this is the danger part. So it's not the middle where the rich or the tech savvy guys, because they understand everything. It's about the people whom you protect, who are low category people but are
More like
forced to
our parents, right? Like
forced
our
to use
parents. Yeah.
digital product because they don't have access to a button phone anymore. You don't see a
Yes.
button phone, you see a smartphone, and it requires internet connection, it requires a net. So you are seeing a movie, you are paying money, everything on that, and these kind of people are the most vulnerable. So unless there is a mass education by the government, from IT companies, from company like ours on a continuous basis, and if we're able to improve the cyber security knowledge, only then they'll be safe. I don't say they'll be not be attacked. You will be attacked definitely because there are artists who are going to attack you. Their job is to attack
Exactly.
you. But whatever knowledge you gain, if you will be at least from the 10 attacks, maybe at least 7 you will be saved. 3 you will fall prey, but at least you are safe 7 times, you know.
Yeah.
So, and all these artificial intelligence will, everything will come, but I'm sure the attackers will also keep on, sharpening their skills. So it's always going to be a race between the good guys and the bad guys,
Yeah.
and we can name it all the fun good names versus an AI,
There'll be
BI.
always a big boon coming in. Yeah.
I want to protect my data, and I need to protect it. So what I need for it, whether it is whichever solution, whichever name you say, I just need my data, which is the important. What name, what solution I buy is secondary. Only thing it should protect me. I
Exactly,
think.
exactly. It's a very honest answer I could ever heard, and thanks for those notes. Right, this is very insightful. Now, getting to different other segments, BD software supports a wide range of partner networks, right, from consumers to large enterprises and then government institutions. Now, how do the cybersecurity needs differ across the segments, and how does BD software specifically tailor all these solutions accordingly?
So as I told you, the mass uh, uh, mass masses in India today more or less have a mobile or one computer. One
Right.
computer in the house, because during the COVID times they were using for schools, for work, and now the husband goes to the office to work, so the child or the mother or somebody else in the home, their old parents are using that device. So if it's a small user, we have a solution for them from Bitdefender, which protects their homes, which protects their children from going on wrong websites or going on wrong links, or making their digital life safe. So even if I have a computer in my house and I have gone out of country or out of station for my work, sitting wherever in the world I am, from my mobile phone I can run a scan on that particular computer in my home. I
Perfect.
can I can put a series of commands, or like you cannot go to Facebook or you cannot go to internet for a couple of hours and things like that, and keep my family safe. So our solution starts from that level. So we don't say that consumer is huge in India, consumer, and again small SMB, because we find many SMB still using consumer product because they have only 3 4 computers in their office. They are not related to data and all. They just need computers for accounting, for their sending emails and things like that. So they may be a 100 user company, but they have only 4 computers because they are more of a labor kind of a solution. So we have right from the consumer SOHO, which we call small office, home office solutions, and then the SMB client, which is again the massive chunk, wherein,
Okay.
as I told you, they are not much knowledgeable. They gain knowledge due to experiences. So somebody ran off with my data. I need to protect. Now, what you call it, he doesn't care. But I need to protect my data. Nobody should be able to copy it or send on email. So then the need comes for a DLP solution. The need comes for a information and rights management. So what all, who will have got rights on your file? So if I'm going to send you a file today, how many times should you be able to open it? Should it
Exactly.
delete on itself? Should it continue to be there? Should you able to forward, not forward? You can give all these rights. So depending again on the needs. So my first needs, that I am going to protect myself from antivirus, ransomware, and attacks. I'm going to learn. So we have solutions wherein you can train your employees on phishing. You can carry out dummy emails, dummy phishing simulations in your company and see who are falling prey to it, and then train those guys more. Hey, look, I sent you a mail. It was a phishing email, but you somehow managed to click it, and you're trying
Yeah.
to go back. So in future, be careful of this, and then you have some. So we have a phishing simulation education solutions, wherein as a company, as a small SMB, you can run it on a weekly or 15-day basis and check and on your employees and make sure that they are learning this education to be secure inside when they are working, and in their personal life also when they are not in that domain of their company. Okay, so all the solutions that we sell are based from that. So depending on the user size and exactly what is he afraid of. Is he afraid of data misuse? Is he afraid of somebody emailing the data? Is he afraid of somebody, when leaving, carrying out the data? Somebody from inside doing an insider threat, or is an external threat? Whether his data is being leaked in the dark website, is like if it's company using a lot of credit cards and people are coming on the website, and that might be theft or misuse. So he can go and find it out. So there are products that we do right up to threat hunting and analytics. So if you are having a SOC or knock in your company, you can use this solution to dismantle the entire threat. From where it came, how it came, what all things. So be it like for armies, for air force, for government, these are very useful solutions. So based on the companies and based on the need, we have the entire portfolio. We cover from end to end all the things wherein the user can be protected, even right up to their PDFs. So how can their PDF be there? Make sure that the PDF are proper with the current extensions, so that they are not old extension file which can be attacked or easily changed. And so right up to that solution, from a small consumer to a mid-size SMB, a small SMB to the largest enterprise, we have an entire portfolio of products towards the cybersecurity domain.
Yeah, and in your entire portfolio, I really enjoyed the part when you said you are trying to educate people so that they can learn, and so you are just focusing on the ground level, the problem that really exists, and which is the root cause of any cyber threat or any cybersecurity issues in this industry. Now, you know, there has been the mention of partnership with VMware and Docker Shifter. So I just wanted to know how this recent partnership came to, and how does this collaboration enhance the cybersecurity solutions that you offer in the Indian market?
So as I just spoke to you about threat hunting, so VMware is about threat hunting and analytics.
Okay.
So and sandboxing. So after you are using endpoint, using MDR and all, many companies have their own threat hunting team, own cybersecurity team, and this
Okay.
team wants to know exactly what is happening. If they get a sample, how to sandbox, from where it is coming. So threat analyzer like VMware is one of the fastest growing company in the world today, providing this kind of a platform. So we have tied up with them to give this a platform. Not many company might be using it, but now in India there are companies which are growing in sizes, and they need all these things to be aware that what kind of attack is happening in their premises and how can they dismantle, know about it, so they are able to prevent it in future. Whereas dog shifter comes in a place wherein you are a pharma, very useful for pharma, for manufacturing companies, where you get lot of data by lot of people are being sent, whether they are PDFs, they are documents, the thesis being written after the COVID, especially a lot of things on vaccines and everything has been going on. These people are sending a lot of data, and this data is in multiple formats. They can be
Right.
Word documents, they can be spreadsheets, they can be some other kind of videos and all. And you as a company, you have a team of people who are going to look into this data again and again to verify, to check, to read, to respond. So all this data, what Doc Shifter does is changes to the level of converts it to that particular file which is required, so that everybody can read it. So if you see PDFs have multiple. Somebody is using an old PDF version, somebody is using a new version, somebody is using a version which is, some freeware versions are there. And when they all come, if you try to open it on your mobile or laptop, some may open, some will not open, because maybe you are not using, or your company is not standardized, your company is using the latest version of a PDF of Adobe
Okay.
or whichever product that you are using. So what we do is we'll convert all the files coming into a version that is suitable for your company and your database. So all the doctors, let's say you have a panel of 1,000 doctors, and you want this thesis or these things to be read by all of them. So you convert all the mails, all the doc or a spreadsheet coming into a particular PDF or a particular, let's say, a video. So video format, so maybe videos are coming in multiple formats. Somebody is recording for mobile, tablets and other devices, and they're all different softwares being used with different extension. When it comes in your emails and when it gets to DocShifter, will make it all into one particular format.
Okay.
So as a
That's
so for example, I'll tell you, for let's say hospitals. Now hospitals nowadays keep all the records from the day you are born till the day you die.
okay.
Let's say your lifespan is 80 years, 90 years. You can imagine the amount of data. So when I was born 50 years back, it was only word perfect or something like that. But now it's docx, or it will keep on moving. So the company
Right.
then keeps that particular data in the latest format, which is easily accessible and readable by everybody. So that's where something like doc shifter comes in. And it's again, it's not a part of security, but it's security of your own documents, because if they're not going to open, they're as well as useless, because nobody can read them. So, and this
Yeah.
is automatic. So today you may have 100, but in a year you may have 20,000 documents. And
Mhm.
every year it is growing. And you need them to be at the latest extension which can be
Merged
read
and
anywhere. So there
right.
is no block system comes in. So we saw the need coming in. We had customers asking us for something like that. We got the need, and then we started looking for a solution, and eventually we found them. They are small companies but doing good business, robust and very strong solution. So we thought that we should get in India, so let the Indian customers also, get used to it and get digitalized, and then they use their data more in a much proper way, which will result in some positive outcomes.
Now I just wanted to expand it. Take this podcast so the user expand base expansion. So we you have an impressive user base here in India, and and aims to expand further. So I just wanted to know how do you plan to reach and educate more and more individuals or maybe organizations about the importance of cybersecurity.
We are growing in India, but India is a huge country.
Right.
So no matter how hard we try, we'll still be always scope to grow, and that is what we are exploring. That's why I said from 75 to going 100 past is the we want one person to be there in every territory to educate, to popularize. Of course, it makes business sense as well as our efforts to train or inform the
So
people.
are these like a technical trainers or what, sir? Are these like a technical trainers?
So they are no, they are into sales guys, and then we have a technical team also which runs along with them. So we try to do events in colleges, do cyber security events just for on the college day. We have released couple of books on cyber security written by authors. So even if you have to give your grandmother or your father that look, I am into cyber security, he'll not understand. He'll say security the watchman bhi karta hai. Now what
Right.
is that? So in this book, right from the scratch to firewalls to every terms word is explained in such a language that everybody understands. And we have been giving this to the principals, to customers who are nowhere related to cyber security. It's not their business. They are cyber savvy. They know I need an antivirus or a firewall, but that's it. They don't understand AI and metaverse and blah blah blah. So we have a book of almost 300 pages, which we have been giving to all our customers, colleges, where they can read it freely. It's of course available on Amazon. People do buy. Author is selling on Amazon and other websites, but we are giving it free to our customers, to whoever we are reaching, to some students who come to us and interested. We are giving them free so that they can increase their knowledge about this reading, and we will follow it up with new versions of this book. So we are trying our best to at the same time educate, do our bit, also increase our product line. And as we spread, we keep on getting the needs, and we keep on plugging the products which will be useful in that particular region, area, or the entire country. We are expanding in countries like Nepal. We have just started our small expansion in Singapore, Malaysia, where some products we have identified, and we'll be uh, selling our solutions there with a team of technical support which will be given from India, because India
Okay.
have a lot of resources and our team is also growing. So we felt that we are being, useful. I would not say successful, useful in our country. It's time we move a couple of steps more, and then increase our strength and use our strength to the maximum, and see how much we can grow. So
Yes.
that's what we live in a very simple policy, simple way. Just keep on growing without too much of headache and weight on ourselves, and just try to educate and sell and make lives of our employees, our people, our vendors, our customers better. That's what our mantra is.
That's nice and grows your efforts and really best my best wishes to your all expansion plans, and I
Thank you.
really hope and the way you have been honest to this podcast, it's been amazing, and I really wonder the if this is the way I really wonder how amazing the culture would be in your organization, because this is the most insightful podcast I have ever had where we talked about the ground level thinking. That's very nice. I heard, so we have done almost 120 plus podcasts, and this is something I really miss in almost all the podcasts. So that's very nice of you, sir.
Thank
Lastly,
you.
if you share any some sort of insight, though you have already mentioned a lot, like colleges you go, you teach organizations, but I just wanted to know any efforts you are pushing in to promote cybersecurity education and skill development here in India, because when we talk about cybersecurity, every time the student thinks it's more about hacking, hackers, and everything. Then they go on Linux terminal. So it's more like a show off thing that people always try to make here in India. So I just wanted to know any efforts that you are making to promote cybersecurity education, the real cybersecurity at the ground level, sir.
So we are a part of a group in India which is called ISODA,
Okay.
Infotech Software Dealer Association in India, and which are around like 200 people are there who are, most of them are into cyber security, and we are starting trying to approach colleges where we can hire freshers into our organization for cyber security related jobs. It can be either sales, it can be technical, it can be anything, because cyber security 20 years back was only an antivirus. Now there are hundreds of solutions in cyber security and there are multiple fields. So somebody can be good in endpoint security, somebody in network security, somebody in threat hunting, artificial intelligence, just in firewall. So there are so many different fields in cyber security itself. you
Okay.
know so when they come out of college they have a very limited knowledge through cybersecurity. But once, what we this group is trying to do is that hire the people directly from colleges, so when they are working with us they will also gain and they'll have a passion which line of cybersecurity they want to follow. So
Right.
this year or starting last few months, we are trying to approach the colleges where we can hire the people in companies like ours. As I said, we are a group of 200 companies across India. So we have partner members in even in Guwahati, in Coimbatore, in Kerala, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, everywhere. And we are trying to approach, even if you know any college and all who wants to do placement for their people, because generally people with cyber security, I have seen many times when we approach colleges, the people are interested in only coding,
Yeah.
nothing else. Because they feel that they have spent so many life. So that's what we try to educate, that it's not only about coding, because somebody's already coded it. There are people, and there is a you. If you read newspapers, there's a lot of availability for cyber security people in
Mhm.
technical in sales, but we are not getting it. We're not getting it because initially everybody comes as a coder, and then they see, oh, I'm not good at coding, but I'm maybe good at cyber security or an AI or something else in this field, and then they come
Explore. Yeah.
for example, technical support. But technical support is a huge field. It's not just like earlier technical support was to format the machine, install Windows, check the RAM, just put some brush and it starts working. But right now it's a complete different game. Now nobody repairs it. Most of the time you just remove the laptop and buy a new one, or you change the chip yourself or change the battery life. So things are moved very fast, and I think our education system is also moving fast. Is the mindset of the students we needs to be changed, and it's not only coding. They should also try and learn about how technical support, or be a master in one particular cybersecurity line, because there are so many. You can be a threat hunter, you can be a bounty hunter, you can be a somebody doing the presentations to the customers on big solutions, on how the solution architecture of cybersecurity, what kind of an structure you should have in your company. So there's a lot to learn about, and from this medium I just want to tell this, that all the students who have just graduating or going to graduate, they should seriously think about cybersecurity as the domain for their careers, not only coding, but to move a step ahead and enter into the various options the cybersecurity field offers.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for those kind insights. It was really
Thank you.
nice recording this podcast with you. I really enjoyed the podcast, and so thank you for joining us. And hoping to collaborate in more in future. So thank you.
Okay, look forward. Thank you.